Hey everyone, welcome to another video on the channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the new spell bans that are coming to Wizard101 probably pretty soon here. I want to say in like the fall update, but basically these are going to be the legacy Avalon spells. So basically that's stuff like Snowdrift, Shift, Supernova, and most notoriously Mana Burn. Now this, in my opinion, is a really good change. Now, that might be a hot take. I don't really care. But at the end of the day, rules are rules, and King Saul has, paved the way for those rules. The two most controversial ones are definitely going to have to be Mana Burn and Aura Pop in this update, but we'll dissect everything right now in this video, guys. Real quick before I even get into things though, I always see comments like, oh, they're banning the whole game until wand hits are just going to be a thing. And I think that people who say that probably don't PvP and they don't understand why things are getting banned. From what I've seen over the years, there's two reasons why things get banned. One, it's either like excessively overpowered, over DPP, and spammed, so they get rid of it. Or in the case of this next update, it simply does not follow the rules and it's based as a legacy spell. For example, on an ice, I shouldn't have a good heal counter known as Snowdrift built into my ice identity because that's not ice's identity anymore. Ice is supposed to be weak against heals and has nothing to do with heals with their identity, so they shouldn't have a good counter. So yeah, let's talk about Burn and Pop because these are definitely the controversial ones in the community. So Mana Burn, Pop. Now these ones have a little bit of an argument, but not really. I advocated for these to stay quite some time ago until I gave myself the dentist chair treatment, as the devs call it. Basically, they will sit you down, ask you why you like something until you come to a halt. I encourage you guys to ask yourself this as well, right? Why do you want Mana Burn and Pop to stay in the game? And the reason I came to is just because it's cool to play against and they've had it for a while. And that's just kind of biased, that's not really much of a backbone to stand on. But then you look at the fact of the matter that Mana Burn is uncounterable tempo when the game has been shifting towards all tempo can be countered via like weakness, shield, trap, stuff like that, blades, they can all be countered, but Burn's tempo, you can't counter that, which is why it's been spammed. And Bounce has been a top tier school all of 5th age, and even when Burn came out, probably like a decade ago, it's been oppressive since. So them getting rid of it or opting to get rid of it is not a bad thing in my opinion. Getting rid of Burn and Pop is going to raise the skill ceiling to balance, because right now in the current day and age, and I'm sorry if you're a Bounce main, this is probably going to hurt your feelings, but right now you don't really need to play by any rules that the 6 other schools have to play by, and there's not really much of a difference or a skill gap between a new Bounce player and a Warlord Bounce player, because the school is so basic. You just burn, brace, pop, repeat, maybe throw a hit in somewhere in the middle, and then you just win your games. It's not fair, it's stupid, there's no skill to it. And I'm saying this as somebody whose second favorite school to play is actually Balance. I want this school to actually, require skill to play, look up to it, be like, oh, that's a good player, like he finessed me. But no, it's just brain dead, no skill play. So I'm really happy to see they're doing something about this now. Before I talk about Shift and I talk about Snowdrift, I just want to say I'm really happy about this update. I want to make that very clear. Simply because there's been a lot of people boosting their rank using these banned spells. Because essentially, like I stated, which again is a fact, that schools are designed with their identities to be weak against things. So as a myth, I am designed to be good with traps, shields, and dots. I am designed to be weak against hots, dots. But on a myth, I have Shift, which is one of the best overtime counters in the game. Therefore, it doesn't make sense. Therefore, it makes my school actually better in the game unfairly when you compare it to other schools in the game, like Storm losing Enfeeble, which is equivalent to Shift for the past 2 years, and they didn't get any compensation buffs. So anyone who's asking for compensation buffs this update, I'm sorry, you're just biased. Other people like Storms have to play by this rule set for the past 2 years with no compensation. Fair is fair, and it is what it is at the end of the day. Okay, well, I guess I yapped about Shift already, but basically, it is one of the best overtime counters on a school that is supposed to be weak against overtimes, right? So that makes sense that it's going. Now, Snowdrift is the same thing, right? People are supposed to use healing against ice to beat them, but Snowdrift is a very cheap, you don't give up anything for it, good counter for healing. So once again, it makes ice better than it's supposed to be because it's countering healing when it's supposed to be weak against healing. Again, these are things that are not based around bias. These are things that are facts made by the developers themselves via Rochambeau. So if you don't like it, again, it's probably just your bias talking or your favorite schools getting nerfed and playing by the rules that other schools have had to play by, like Storm for the past 2 years when people got banned for them. There are 2 outliers in this list, which are Healing Current and Detonate, because these spells technically do follow their identities, but I wouldn't mind King Sal just getting rid of them all entirely. Now, let's talk about something that they spoke about, and that's going to be the fact of the matter that they are considering Path being some of these Avalon cards instead of just banning them. But they're probably going to get banned because, you know, we know King Style. But anyways, they are considering to Path B them, but they're not sure how to, like, make the players acquire the spellments to get the Path B versions. Now, they have teased a couple of things with Mana Burn and Pop that they might just get rid of the well, they are, sorry, it's not a might. They are getting rid of Hit and Destroy Pip because, again, it's uncounterable tempo. That is a fact. Pop, instead of being a hit and destroy or whatever, it's going to be a hit and echo. So basically, if I have an aura on or whatnot and a bounce pops me, they will hit and get an aura back, but I will keep my aura, which is kind of what Bounce's identity has been ever since Rochambeau came out, which is a lot of echoes, which I think honestly is a cool change for Aura Pop in my opinion. For Burn though, we don't really know what's going to happen to Burn. I feel like it's just going to be a banned legacy spell and it'd be gone with the time. You know, some players were suggesting to make it take away the pips and then do damage, which I think would be a pretty good nerf in my opinion, but the devs just don't like the idea of destroying pips with damage. So, I mean, I can respect that. That is what it is. Anyways, that is everything I want to talk about in today's video, guys. It's a pretty controversial one, I guess, if you say so. But to me, it's not really controversial because, like I said, other schools have to play by these rule sets for the past 2 years. For example, like Storm and Enfeeble. So King Styles finally catching up and standardizing and enforcing the rules equally across all schools, which is why these cards are getting banned. So that is what it is. If you don't like that, sorry. I'm thoroughly looking forward to see how the meta will change with these spell updates. I know a lot of players have been wanting them gone for quite some time. So I think this is just a good thing for the game. It'll make the players happy and we'll get a new meta out of it as well, which will be nice because we do have some pretty stale metas pretty often in Wizard101 PvP. But yeah, that's everything I got for the video. If you made it this far, leave a like and a sub, and leave a comment about your thoughts down there. As always, keep it a healthy debate, please, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and take care, guys.